Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to all. So today we're gonna learn on measures of central tendency. Okay, so a central tendency actually is an indicator of centric data distributions, whereby it is a single value located at the center of data set that taken as summary value which explain the behavior of particular data. Okay, so central tendency actually is a single value whereby that particular single value will represents, okay, or explains the behavior of the data or the meaning of the data. Okay, so currently, there are three commons, okay, values that are often used. Okay, the first one is mean. Okay, most of the researcher prefer to use mean, okay, in order to identify the meaning of the data or to identify the behavior of the data. Okay, however, some of the researcher more prefer to use median. Okay, and some of them use mood.
First one, mean. Mean is the most commonly used where it reflects the average score. Okay? Okay, for your information, mean is in the research, okay, in the statistic, means is the common indicators, okay, to measure the center of tendency. Okay, because we look on the average, okay. How to calculate the means? It is computed by taking the sum of all the data values and then divided with the number of data. So you will add up all the data. Okay, this is the theoretically. Okay, you will add up all the data and then you divide with the number of cases. Okay, and then you will get the average. Okay. Alright, so next one is median. Median is the value that lies in the center of data. Okay, median is the center of data. So it will lies in the middles of data. Alright. And the last one is mode. Mode is the value that occurs most frequently in a data set. Okay, so the highest numbers of frequency. Okay, so it is a mode. Okay. Alright, this is example for ungroup data. Okay, so these are the situations for you to make it more clear. Okay, the situation here is the numbers of workers in five and six departments actually. 2, 4, 6, okay, in six departments, okay, is 24, 13, 19, 26, 11, and 11. Okay, so in determining the mean, okay, as per mentioned before, you need to add up all the data. So here is the data. Okay, the example of group data. Okay, so the case here is years of work experience of 120 employees of Jimmy's company. Okay, so the two columns is the only things given. Okay, the years of experience and number of employees. The number of employees we know it as frequency. Okay, so then the things that you need to do is you need to total up the frequency. So it represent n equal to 120, total up all the togethers, all the frequency. Okay, so the next thing that you need to do is develop um, columns for lower boundary and upper boundary. Okay, so these columns, okay, so first we look on the lower boundary columns. Okay, so for lower boundary columns, okay, for the first row to get the lower boundary, okay, is you need to use the first intervals 1 to 4, so you need to use 1. So the border of 1 will be 0. So how to calculate the first columns? Okay, the first row. Okay, so 1 plus 0 divide with 2. So we'll get 0.5. Okay, for the second row, 5, the border is 4, and then 5 plus 4 divided with 2. Okay, so you can proceed until at the end of the row. Okay, so the next one is upper boundaries. So upper boundaries, we use the other one interval numbers 1 to 4, so we will use 4. Okay, so 4 plus 5 divide with 2. For second row, 8 plus 9 divide with 2. So same goes to all until the end of the row. Okay, so the next columns that you need to add up is a cumulative frequency. Okay. Okay, for your informations, this is the things that you need to do first before we move to the calculation of mean, median, modes, because of this is a very important thing for you in order to put in the formula. Okay. Alright, so how to calculate the cumulative frequency? Okay, it's very easy. For the first row, just maintain 16 because of nothing to add up with the before frequency. Okay, so for the second row, you need to add up 16 plus 20, so it will equal to 36. Okay, for next row, 36 plus 28, so it is equal to 64. Okay, then after that, you need to do the same things until it reach 120, which is similar to the total numbers of employees, the frequency. Okay, so the next columns that you need to do is the middle points, midpoints. Okay, so the middle points is the middle point of the intervals. Okay, for the first row, 1 to 4. So how to get the middle points? Or we note that as x. Okay, so you need to add 1 plus 4 and then divide with 2. For second row, 5 plus 8 divide with 2. Okay, so you can continue until at the end of the row. Okay, so the last columns that you need to develop is fx columns. Fx is stand for frequency times with the middle points. For the examples for the first row, it is 2.5 plus 2.5 times with 16. So it is equal to 40. Okay, frequency times middle point. For second row, 6.5 times 20 or 20 times 6.5 is equal to 130. So end of the row, you need to sum the fx. Okay, sum of fx. So you need to top up, you need to add up all the rows of fx, and then here it's equal to 1488. Okay, so that's the things.
Okay, so first, okay, we're gonna look on the mean, okay, calculation for group data. Okay, so in order for you to calculate the means for group data, you need to use the formula. Okay, the formula is sum of fx minus and. So sum of fx actually is computed or calculated of total of fx, and is a total numbers of uh, employees or total numbers of the frequencies. Okay, so for this case, the sum of fs is 1488 and sum of n is 120. So in order for you to get mean, so you need to divide the sum of fx with n, 1488 with 120. Okay, so it is equal to 12.4. Okay, so then we look on the median for group data. So in order for you to get to calculate the median, so first you need to determine the median place. Okay, so median place, the formula is sum of n divided with 2. So n, as mentioned before, is the total numbers of frequencies. Okay, so it is 120. So divide with 2, so you will get 60. So now, try to find out where is 60 here in the cumulative frequency. So I look at the cumulative frequency. 60 is actually in the 64. Okay. Okay, so then you highlight that particular row in order to make it more easier for you to see. Okay. All right. Then the next step is we uh, write the formula of median, which is LM, the lower limit of the median class. Okay, so whereby the LM is 8.5. You can see that it is a lower boundary. So just look on the highlighted row. Okay, so it is 8.5. Okay, so plus n divide with 2. N divide with 2 is 120 divide with 2. It is 60 as what was calculated before. Okay, so minus, okay, sum of frequency median minus 1. It is not means that you need to minus 1 actually. Okay, this is formula mentioning that's before. So the frequency, the cumulative frequency sebelum, okay, before. The cumulative frequency before. Alright, okay. And then divide with FM. FM is the frequency median class. So the frequency of median class is 28. Okay. Alright, then times with C. C is the median class size. Okay, so there are two ways actually to calculate the median class size, whether you can use to look on the range whereby you'll start with 9, 10, 11, and 12. It is 4. Or you can use upper boundary minus with the lower boundary, 12.5 minus 8.5, then you can get 4. Okay, so now try to solve the calculation whereby you need to solve the things in the bracket first, and then you times with 4 and then plus with 8.5. So then you will get the results of 11.9 years. So that's the median. Okay, so for the last one, okay, mode calculation for group data. Okay, so for mode, okay, first you need to identify the mode class. Okay, same goes to median. You need to identify the median place. Okay, so now you need to identify the mode place. Okay, or mode class. So how to identify the mode class? It's very easy, whereby you just look on the frequencies. Okay, so the highest frequencies is the mode place or mode class. All right. So for this case, the class which is 9 to 12 is the highest mode, whereby the frequency is 28, which is the highest compared to others frequencies. Okay, so then we write the formula. Okay, because of for group data, okay, to calculate mode, we need to use a formula. Okay, so the formula is lower boundary L plus, okay, L is the lower boundary of class, which is 8.5, okay, plus F naught minus F1. Okay, so F naught actually is a frequency class mode, which is 28 minus F1. F1 means that a frequency before class mode, which is 20. Okay, divide with 20 minus 20. 28 minus 20, which is the F naught minus F1, plus F naught minus F2. F naught is 28 minus F2. F2 means the frequency after class mode, which is 24. Okay, then time with the mode class. Okay, the size class. Okay, the class size. Okay, the to calculate the class size is same with the how you identify the class size for median. Okay, so now try to solve the calculation, whereby as usual you need to solve the information in the bracket first, and then time with 4, and then plus with 8.5. So the result is 11.167. Okay, if you can see the result, okay, between mean, median, and mode is actually almost similar in the very small range. Okay. Okay, that's a normal. Then you can counter check if you get the answer, which is the gap is white high, so means that maybe there is something wrong with your calculation. Okay, the result normally it could be at the uh, small range, nearest range and the same range. Okay, between all of these. All right.
For mode, you also can identify using histograms. Okay, so this is the way how to do. Okay, so first you need to do the histogram. Yes, of course, because of with no histogram, so how to project from the histogram, how to draw from the histogram. Okay, so then identify first the highest modal. So it is like we identify the modal place. Okay, then draw two lines cross. Okay, like in the examples A to C, B to D, and the mode is a value of the mode value is the things that you project from the intersections points. Okay, so where's my width? It's not finished words. Okay, never mind. Okay, so the mode value is the transaction points that you project to the x-axis in order to identify that the value.